The research question, should parents be allowed to genetically modify their children? Yes, because all species were meant to evolve. This helps us literally be the best possible us we can be. How does this relate back to the Henrietta Lacks HeLa cells? Genetic modification of children wouldn't be possible without the precursor testing done to crucial cells of Henrietta Lacks. In Designer People by Sally Deenan, the brief summary would be, it's about making the possible modification of children more available to the public, like aside from just curing yourself of heart problems throughout your family. It's more like getting taller, getting stronger, being able to adapt quicker, stuff like that, like physical traits. What I learned from this is that even though genetic modification could save a child's life in the sense that it could prevent someone from having like sickle cell disease or Tay-Sachs, there will still be conflict from a more religious prospect of it's defying God. This next one is kind of it's like a second movie, like a continuation of the Star Wars sequence. In this case, it's about the inevitability of cloning human embryos to ensure the consecutive perfect human. So when we find that perfect match for base health, for ideal health, it would not only redefine that whole definition of being healthy, it would continue it and progress it to the point where we'd be superhumans. It's the title of the piece is The Clone Wars by Gregory Stock and Francis Fukuyama. What I learned from that is that what I learned from this article would be that genetic modification will be, for lack of a better term, inevitable. And just hopefully those who test genetic boundaries against religion and those who seek to abolish it or oppose it would at least keep the ethics of the human race or a humane race involved in their mind. A brief summary of this next article would be that the topic is about the future possibilities or inevitabilities of genetic modifications and the good to be gained from genetic testing and advancements. This is Gene Therapy, The Splice of Life by Daryl E. Ward. What I've learned from this piece is that common doubters are those who believe that the body is a sacred creation to God, but there's no way to proceed or advance in life without taking risks, and gender modification of children or just people in general is a risk that we're going to have to take in order to advance whatsoever, to end world hunger, to end a bunch of other worldwide problems that would be very good. A counter-argument of the other side's beliefs would be something of more along a religious side, claiming it would defy God's creations. Like in a movie, I can't remember who it was, but Alan Rickman was a doctor in it. It was Something the Lord Made. And one of the doctors in there states that the heart is God's creation, is solely His property. So in order to surgically progress on that, you would have to not necessarily forget the religious side, but just set it to the side in order to progress with what should be done in order to save lives. Aside from the religious factors of counter-arguments, a few questions that would further the research would be research like how much time until this is possible? How much time do we have to wait until modification of people is possible, like to make your child taller, take away the deoxyribonucleic acid defects and possible malformities that could come with passed on traits from parents. Another thing would be how much money it would cost just to do this procedure, like to see how much the modifications would cost, or if they would even be possible in the first place. Yeah. This issue is important as a mundane term. This is paramount. due to the possibility it could solve world hunger by lowering the nutritional intake required so more people could get the nutrition they need, so that there would be less requirement for food and so that more people could get food, and so that there would be more of a push of distribution to people around the world.